Controversy there, but
Why don't you tell them who you are, bro, and what you do?
my name's Kody Chase Duncan. That's my full name. My Instagram and shit. But I'm a full-time PT.
Yeah, get comfy in this.
To be honest, not even full-time anymore. I run a PT business. Journey to personal training. Have a few contracts, and then run a podcast. Tap podcast.
Yeah, I'm on there. Go watch it.
Yeah.
Nah.
It should be up by. Yeah, it will be up actually.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've recently gone to YouTube vlogging.
What got you into that? What got you into business in general? Let's talk about that first before we get into like all the other stuff.
I feel like I didn't want to get that normal like 9 to 5 kind of like nothing wrong with 9 to 5s. No, hate, but like I just didn't want to I just wanted to do my own shit, to be honest. And when I was so I originally started when I was like I used to play footy back in the days. I went to a footy school, but pretty much just played footy. Was like pretty fit back in the days, to be honest.
You're still pretty solid, bro. Look at you, bro. Were you running over cunts or what?
Honestly, I'm probably like, how much do I weigh now? 125 kilos I weigh now. Back in footy days, I only weighed like 90 kilos, but because you had to be lean, like fitter.
Yeah.
But I was playing footy like proper, and then I started gym when I was like 16, just the way to like for the mental side of things and lose weight. I used to be like a real chubby kid, so then I lost heaps of weight, and then like I think confidence comes and shit when you do that.
Yeah.
And then I just in school I was that guy that everyone thought was on steroids.
Or were you like a
yeah, I was,
giant?
but I was like in year 12, I would have been like probably like 100 kilos, but like proper solid, like footy player solid size. Like but I look back and I was like, fuck, I was a solid carb. Can I swear?
Yeah, you
swear?
can do whatever you want, man.
but like
this is PC, lad. Fuck it.
But yeah, no, and then I just started bodybuilding, like training wise in school, and everyone used to ask me for like food plans, meal plans, like training plans. But I used to have no idea what I was doing and just prescribe all this shit, bro.
Yeah.
And then freaking, and then I did my PT course straight out of school, which like no one was for. Like everyone wanted me to go to uni or something.
Were you playing football while you were doing your PT?
Yeah. So I did it for the first year, and then I caught it retired. My plan was originally to make the NRL, but I feel like any sports or industry, there's always a bit of politics, and like I feel like the higher you got in like the rep stage of like footy is just the more like you're not even playing for fun anymore. You're just playing to compete for a spot,
right?
And a chance to make.
Is it like very competitive?
Yeah.
Once you like become pro a bit.
Yeah, like once you get to the part where like contracts and payments start to come through, like everyone's fighting for that top position, and you gotta think like, say I was in one team of like our roster, say 30, only 17 hop on the field, and everyone wants to make the NRL. So like you're fighting with like thousands of kids to make the NRL, and like as much of it as like it's hard work. Like I put in the work. I was like crazy fit, like just putting the effort in. But I feel like you get to a point where like you got to choose either like life or like pursuing an actual sporting career.
Tell me the politics of it. Like what kind of politics were you dealing with?
I feel like it's like any industry. It's who you know at the end of the day. Like it's like if you're in the music, if you're in like art, if you're in sports, like it's as much as you can be the best player or even just like an average player that puts the work in, if you don't know the right coaches, you don't know the right scouts, then like you're just not going to get your name out there. And I think that's what I didn't do very well back in the days, because like as much as like I was a decent footy player, I put the work in definitely. Like I was a kid in the team that was like everyone's like, this guy's like a hard worker, like he trains like a motherfucker, like he actually plays good consistently. But when you're in that young age, all they look is for like, rather than when scouts come, they look at one game. They don't look at all 26.
Right.
So then, like, as much as you might be consistent every game, it takes like one scout to come to game 13 where you play shit, and then the star player that scores like 10 tries goes in.
Right.
But to be honest, I'm kind of grateful that it was a dream that I had that I'm grateful I didn't make.
You grateful that you didn't make? How
Yeah.
come you're grateful you didn't make it?
I just feel like I've done more in my life in the last like 3 years being out of footy, because I know like it's like anything, people get like consumed in their identity, and like a lot of the boys I would play footy with growing up are still in that like chase of making NRL, but like I feel like that it's not time to give up, but like I don't know, I feel like there's a constant chase for it, and it ruins, like it actually takes the whole rest of your life out.
But do you think it was your passion, but if you're grateful you didn't make it, and some of the boys that you're playing with like are still trying to pursue it, you reckon the passion side of things were different?
Yeah, I feel like because when you're growing up and like sports is like a fun thing,
Yeah.
and as I said, when something gets way too like competition wise, it just gets too much.
Yeah.
And like, to be honest, I feel like it was like the footy was put in my life from the universe. We're gonna go deep.
The universe.
But like to be there so I could get like fitter and stronger, for then to pursue a career in fitness, to then pursue a career in like stuff that like helps me get out there more. Like I enjoy running my business. I actually prefer it of anything.
So what do you love about like training people and just being a PT?
Like you have obviously the basic of like you actually change people's lives like crazy. Like it's actually like weird to look back, because like there's some like I've had some of my clients for like 3 years now. Like training the same person for 3 years, like that's like a friendship at the end of the day, and you see them grow.
Yeah.
And like so I've had people go from like, say they could be like 120 kilos when they start, and now they're sitting at like 90 kilos but happy. And like literally when you're like someone's trainer, you're like the life coach half the time. And me being young, like it's such a different experience. Yeah. I got like 40-year-olds asking me for marriage advice.
Marriage advice. But what do you tell them?
I've got to be mutual, and that's the thing. Like I've honestly probably the amount of clients I've had that have gone through like breakups and divorces is insane. Because what happens is like, say you got a girlfriend, and like say you're a bit bigger, like not as confident, and she's like alright looking or whatever, and then you lose weight and get fucking mad fit and strong, and then like you naturally become more confident. But then the partners kind of get a bit like iffy about it, because like, oh, they're like hotter than me, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And people just fucking split.
Fuck. So it's like an insecurity thing in them, you reckon?
Yeah. And when you're training, bro, like you feel good. You start to learn more about yourself just by putting your body through like physical pain. So then that person's self-developing while the other person's not. That's why like I feel like if anyone's in a relationship, like both should be training. Ideally.
Then how come people let themselves go after like
comfortability? Comfortability. Like, to be honest, like even I've been in a relationship for like 4 years now, I think, and like I've probably let myself go a little bit more, but I maintain it as much as I can. But like,
yeah,
I feel like just the big misconception of relationships is like people put so much time and effort into like building their relationship that they forgot to build themselves. And like it's kind of like, you know, like obviously the grass is greener where you water it, but people put so much effort and time into like perfecting their relationship and like going on these holidays together and looking after each other and like going on dates every week, but like they don't take themselves out, which is the issue. Because like then when that relationship ends, all of a sudden
and that's when they come to you.
Yeah, so they see me.
They come to you to solve their problems, bro.
Come see me. But it's true, like, and the amount of times, like, especially more females than anything, because like I feel like males have a bit of an ego that they don't want to see like a trainer that, oh, what the fuck, this guy. Like
they get a bit insecure, like you're training their girl and
like
that.
Females will come to me straight up and be like, I just split with my partner 2 weeks ago, I want to get fit, make him jealous. That's exactly what they say. And then along the process of that, they start to realize that they're not getting fit to make them jealous. They're getting fit to be like a more confident of themselves.
Right. Where do you think lack of self-confidence come from?
Multiple things, insecurities, multiple. To be honest, like physical training, like obviously has the mental benefits of it, and like lack of self-confidence comes from I'd say not knowing who you are as a person. Because like when you're in a relationship, a lot of people get like stuck in this idea that their whole life is this relationship. They get married, they have kids, they have family, blah blah blah. But I feel like if you get too stuck up in that identity, you lose who you are. And like I talk a lot on my identity and kind of finding who you are as a person before anything.
Right.
It's like me being a trainer. Like I learned this the hard way, but like I learned that me is like Kody Chase Duncan. I'm me before I am a PT. Because whenever I go out, people, oh, what do you do? I'm a PT. Bro, how do I get fit? That's the first question anyone asks, and it's like, but like they never ask like, oh, you know, like what do you?
How do I get fit? Sign up with me, boy. Nah.
Yeah, like that's the thing, and I feel like I always said this, like as much as I don't condone being like full low body fat percentage where you're like 2% body fat shredded, like depressed eating, but like if you have like low body fat and you are like shredded your confidence is through the roof naturally.
I think that's the problem with me, bro. I'm fucking shredded like a, you know?
Yeah. And confident?
I feel good, bro.
Yeah, you know I was thinking to say no.
But sometimes like I want to put on weight because I got like a fast metabolism, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, people always want like, what do I have, you know what I mean? One person wants to get
100%.
shredded, you know what I mean? And then
100%.
I'm shredded, but I want to get big, like.
It's weird because like it's so true because, say like I remember when we did our podcast, you mentioned like how do I put on weight, like eat-wise.
Like tell me, bro.
And you just eat. To be honest, the trick is to eat like low volume foods for high calories.
What does that mean?
So like nuts, fats. That's what I normally recommend because like let's say like if you eat this much veggies, it might be like, I don't know, 150 calories, not even. If you eat that much nuts, it's probably like 900 calories.
Bro, I have no idea, nothing about food.
Yeah, that's why you see a trainer.
Yeah.
That's why people see us.
Yeah. Like, I just eat like random shit, bro. Like, I would munch on a snack pack and just like, you know what I mean?
You know what's funny? Because most of the...
But I still don't put on nothing.
To me, like, I'm a guy that just... Like, if I don't control my eating, I just pack on weight like a mother chucker. Like, I don't even know how it comes on. But, like it's kind of like... I feel like a lot of people don't actually... Like, you have to step back and actually look at what you're eating. Like, you just said you eat just random shit.
Yeah.
Most of the time, people, like, want to put on weight. I ask them, like, how many meals do you have a day? And they're like, oh, I just eat one. Or, like, random shit. Well, one big meal is the common answer.
Yeah.
And snack the rest of the day. But, like, you need to be having, like, I'd say 3 meals a day, 2 snacks.
What if you don't get hungry, bro? Like, you still have to just, like, force it down? Like,
your body will learn to eat, to be honest.
Yeah.
But that's why you use, like, say, like, if you're trying to lose weight, normally I recommend, like, a shit ton of veggies. So it fills up your stomach, but you're not actually eating much calories. But if you have, like, nuts, like a handful, that might be the same as, like, that much of veggies. So, like, it's just about volume and density, but...
So you reckon I should go to Aldi, buy them salted nuts and just munch on them all day?
Bro, just eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then have, like, nuts or, like, protein-based food in between. Avocados.
Yeah.
It's, I get people to track their calories. It's a lot easier to look at.
Right. Has fitness, like, helped you mentally, you personally?
Yeah, 100%.
And how did that help you? In what ways?
Well, like, when I first got into training, so I played footy since I was, like, 6. So, like, I don't really count that as training. I just feel like that's sport.
Yeah.
But when I started gym, like, my whole backstory is in the sense of, like, my parents split when I was, like, 10 years old. So it's kind of in that stage of, like growing up, and then your parents split. It's like, what the fuck? Like, what do I do now? And, like, I feel like the only thing I turned to then was food. Because I'm a massive foodie. I can eat, like...
You do vlogs as well with food, eh?
I have an eating page.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm going to retire soon because it gets too much. But, like, I have these, like... I can eat food, and I think I used that as an escape mentally as a kid.
Right,
and then I got to that age of, like, 14 where, like, you're year 7, year 8, where, like, girls start to come in, you're like, fuck, I'm insecure. Like, I'm a little fat kid, bro. Like, I'm funny, but no one likes the funny kid, bro.
Nah, they do,
the funny fat kid.
They like the funny peoples. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like in the future. But when bro, all I could think about, honestly, training. And I was like, you know what, I started training at home doing, like, weird shit, like push-ups, squats. But I don't even know what I was doing at home, eh? And then I actually, like, for the first year and a half of gym training, like, bro, my dad bought me pre-workout at, like, 14. Which is illegal. Minimum age 18. I've been having that shit since I was 14. Yeah. And I remember pumping pre-workout. Like, I used to train if from year 9, because I went to one school till year 9, and then had a bit of trouble there. And then I moved to Fairfield Pats for footy, and then so from year 9 to 12, I went like ballistic training, like unhealthy. Like, I was eating like probably like just salads and chicken and tuna like all day.
Was that from like you just clicking and be like, nah, fuck this, I don't want to be fat no more?
It was honestly, click. It was like I turned that escape from food to training, and
that's a good switch.
And like, it was a good switch. Like, the only thing I don't recommend is the way I did it. I did it so strict to the point where, like, for 3-4 years, I solid didn't eat like takeaway once. I barely, like, I was strict meals. Like, I was like a proper bodybuilder. That's why people started to bring that thing. And I used to get up at like 4 a.m. I've been getting up at 4 a.m. since I was like 14 naturally by accident.
Damn.
Because I used to get up, do sprints in the morning, go to school, eat my meals and shit. And then I used to do either footy training or like gym in the afternoon at home. And like, we just had like, you know, those like rusty dumbbells everyone has?
Yeah. The metal ones.
You gotta fucking screw on it for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I used to just pump like weights, bro. Like, and I used to be strong. Like 16, I was being able to like single arm row like 40 kilos on one arm. It was fucked though. Because like I used to have I used to do 30 on one arm, 40 on the other, thinking like, fuck, I don't know, I'll struggle with this arm, I'll do more. But it was like such a crazy obsession that like it got to the point where that's probably why footy didn't take off as well, I reckon, because I got so obsessed with the gym where footy is more of a field sport. So you kind of, I feel like I probably got too heavy for the sport. But like, listen, man. And like, I just feel like training was just a crazy escape. And mentally, like, I remember my first ever girlfriend I had cheated on me.
Cheated on you, fuck, spewing.
You're watching this now?
Holy cunt.
It was like
why would you do that, man?
12-year relationships. Anyways, and like, bro, I used to do this weird thing that like I'd mentally prep myself for training, but like think about all the bad shit that would happen in my life.
To just drill
bro,
you
like
away.
It was fucked. Like we'd have a fight. Like I feel like I was toxic, bro. I feel like I'd purposely start a fight so it could make me angry. And then like I'd think about like my parents, think about like footy not making like a side if I didn't make it. And then like I put it all together and just go to the gym and it'll be like a mad release. I did that for like bad.
At least like you're using it for a positive way.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Like you're not going out drinking. Like you know what I mean.
Well,
you're doing it. You're motivating yourself to better yourself. However, whatever you do, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, and I feel like I'm grateful I was consumed in like sports and gym because like it never took me down a bad pathway of like getting into like heavy drugs or alcohol or kind of like I actually used my like because what happened was when I clicked, I read a book from a Navy SEAL. It was called Improvise, Adapt, Overcome. It was this guy, Paul de Gardanes. He got eaten by bit up by a shark, bro.
While he's in the water.
Yeah, like on a Navy SEAL mission. And then now he works for fucking Shark Week. Anyway, like he's full, like it's a crazy story, but like I remember reading it and I was like so inspired about this guy that's like done his rehab. And to be honest, I never read a book before then. I used to just read like Die of a Wimpy Kid and shit, like the shit you had to for school.
I never read any books, but until like later on in life, after I finished school and shit.
So much value. And I read this book and then clicked, and then I think I just adapted the role of becoming like a fitness junkie, PT. Worked at KFC for a bit. Then I got my first job in a gym reception at 16, which was huge because like, fuck, that was crazy.
I feel like I learned more off YouTube than books.
Yeah.
You know?
Watching
podcasts and stuff. Some books are alright, you know what I mean? Yeah. But some of them are just like missions.
So I got like...
And I hate reading.
Oh, I can't read, bro.
I can't read, literally like, fuck. I'm like,
I read that book, and then the next book I picked up was Tony Robbins' Masterclass, which was way too... Bro, I was learning like index funds at like 15. I was like, I have no clue what I'm reading, bro. I was reading it like, I know what this is.
Has that been helping you, like reading about like investments and that?
When I was young, because now I see words like I do like stock trades and that stuff at the moment, but like I used to read like this stuff at 15. At the time, I didn't really know what was going on. Now I see like index fund, and weirdly enough, I know what it is, or like say like a dividend or trust fund or like something like that, and it just clicks in my head that I read that.
Yeah.
But like as I said, I didn't do any of this on purpose. It just happened because I feel like when your parents split, you get like you become more independent. That's the one thing that like I'm grateful for my.
Is that one thing that that situation taught you?
Be independent, because like at the end of the day, like I lived with my mum for like 2 months, and then I didn't really see her much growing up, to be honest. And then I obviously lived with my dad, but like my dad was working like 50, 60 hours a week to hold like a single household. Right. And then my mum was like doing her own thing, like fair enough, like single parents do what you want, but like I feel like I took it in the way of like, you know, well, I need to just grow up faster. So I think by 16 I was a lot more mature, and that's why now like I just turned 20, and I feel like I'm more mature in my life because of that situation. But I like being independent. You just do your own thing.
It's good, but because I have a similar story to you, like single mother household, right? Where you kind of find yourself doing the like the grown man shit, right? And that develops you at a young age to like do grown man shit.
Yeah, 100%.
You get what I mean?
And I feel like
I'm grateful for it now as well.
I feel like, because obviously you say you live with your mum.
Yeah.
I feel like I had like a weird opposite end, because I live with my dad for like pretty much my whole thing.
Yeah.
And like I feel like your mum teaches you a lot more of like house stuff, like clean and like, bro, I swear I lived with my dad for like the whole time, but like the first 2 years until my like stepmom moved in, I don't think we even cleaned the dishes once, bro. I think we used plastic ones, because like my dad like grew up in like a pretty like my grandfather and grandmother were like not, I wouldn't say junkies, but like they used to take drugs like heroin shit. It's that era. And like even my granddad, he was actually in jail for like 20 years for like robbing banks and shit.
Fuck,
it wasn't successful, clearly.
So he was a madman, huh? Back in the day.
So then like that happened, and then I feel like my dad had like a lot of like he's a hard worker and like puts the work in, but I feel like he has that development part that most kids like need but miss, because of like he had to grow up early too.
Yeah.
So then I feel like his trauma kind of came onto us in the sense.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, it's normal, but I feel like I'm at a good stage where I'm gonna be like, I can break the chain for like the family chain.
You have to,
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Kind of break the cycle and shit. Yeah. Similar story, but you know what I mean? Like, how can I break that cycle? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which, like, I feel like family structure and how you structure it, it affects the kids, right?
100%.
And if there's no structure, boy, you're just all over the place, right? You know? And I guess I'm grateful now, like, you see how you use gym to, like, do whatever? Yeah. Like, I had to, like, go out there and, like, figure out what I need to do, right? To make myself the man, which I am today, right? Which I'm happy I did, because it made me learn a lot.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I had to figure shit out on my ones, you know? Like, what's my mama going to do, but she can't detain me, cuz, you know what I mean? Like, no dad around, so I do whatever the fuck I want, literally. and I could either go down the wrong path or the right path. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's 100%, bro. And I feel like, yeah, it's actually such a crazy thing. Like stuff in your childhood, you look back and you're like, fuck. Like I'm actually grateful for everything. Like at the time, I was like, because I feel like when my parents split, I blame myself a bit. Cause
Why is that?
I just feel like cause think, bro, like the two people that you trust the most are normally your parents, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you can't trust them anymore because they broke up, and then you start to get like, when it's a very taboo topic to talk about, like when they break up, like they tell you and shit, like we're just not in love anymore and shit like that. But like you, as a kid, you don't process that right. Like you just process it as like like the adults then are gonna tell us that like it's our fault. But I blame myself for it sort of like until I was 18 that it was my fault they split up, and we just thought like me and my brother just thought that like fuck it was our fault they split up because like we were just being shitheads. But like I don't know, but I guess it's just kind of part of the process, but.
Have you let go of that thought? Like
100%. I feel like when I became a PT, it actually helped me because people tell you their problems. Like as I said, I've dealt with divorces, I've dealt with people's deaths, like not them dying, like their family and that.
You don't want to go to jail.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. Yeah, they're telling me I'm murders and shit. But people like you got to think when people come to a PT, they're at a very vulnerable stage, and it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing that they're opening up and being vocal about the situation they're in because. Normally it's after a breakup. It's after a situation. You have to have that click moment. As I said, I had that click moment when I was a kid. Some people, like, they wake up one day, look in the mirror, they see say you're fat. They see a fat motherfucker that can't move. You can't chase after your kids, bro. Your kids are running across the road and you can't chase them because you're too big. They look at themselves and they're like, shit, I need to see help. They see help. And then once you build a trust and development, people open up to you about almost anything. Like, and it's because also, like, you're a mutual thing. So people tell me about their divorces or they get cheated on. Like if I get cheated on, for instance, I go to my friends, they go, oh, fuck that bitch, let's go fuck some bitches.
Yeah, bro, let's go do that now.
But if you go to me, I'll say, look, can I ask you why he cheated on you? Yeah. Because there's always, as much as like cheating, I don't condone it, but like there's always another end of the stick of like, you don't just get cheated on, to be honest. Like you might for some people, but like more normally if someone cheats on you, there's an effect. It's maybe like you're not putting as much effort into the relationship as you think you are, or like cheating is ideally filling a void that's missing in the relationship.
But I feel like people should talk about it, bro.
100%. Relationship communication is important, and a lot of I know that because me and my partner we talk about everything, and like even if we don't talk about something, we journal it, whatever. And like I feel like I hear so many relationship stories of breaking down. Nobody communicates with their partners. It doesn't make sense to me.
Because people are scared of like tough conversations, right? And I'm like a
100%
pretty open guy, but like I call things out.
Yeah.
If shit is like not looking correct, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I guess social media doesn't help, eh?
Nah, it doesn't.
And just like the shit that it promotes. Well, I don't know if we could blame social media, just how you take on the information.
Yeah, I think people just.
You get what I mean? Because
Yeah.
if you're listening to your favorite rapper talking about let's go fuck 100 bitches, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And you're at home with your woman, and then you go do that because Omay said it in a song.
Yeah.
That's gonna fuck you up, right?
100%.
You get what I mean?
And that's the thing, like, there's obviously, I enjoy social media's advantages, a lot of disadvantages, but I feel like people have to get their, like, headspace right when using social media, because, like, sometimes, like, I think everyone's guilty for it. You see, like, a couple that posted a mad photo in, like, on jets, like, on something, like, just, and they're like, fuck, they're living, bro, but, like, you never know, behind closed doors, they're probably... Like, some of them could be, like, fighting or about to divorce. I know that for a fact because I've had clients that have posted with their partners, like, happy days, like, happy days, Sunday, fun day, whatever. But then, like, I know that they're going through, like, a mad divorce. And I'm like, people put up that on social media. And, like, I feel like people just, like, there's a lot of flex culture these days.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
Look, it's good for NFTs if you buy NFTs.
Trillionaire thugs. Flex them out, bro.
No, keep them quiet for now. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like flex culture is just kind of, I don't know, people have to start probably being themselves a little bit more. I feel like I feel like a lot of people put up like a front to impress others, and at the end of the day, bro, be yourself. Like, if you're gonna be yourself, you attract more people that are real. Yeah. Like, honestly, I always tell people, real recognize real. I got to a point in life now where I'll meet people and I'll be like, bro, like some people talk to you and you're like, bro, this guy has like a fake persona up. You can see it straight away. Like, you can see it through like wars. Like it's, I don't know. I feel like the realer you get to yourself and you find out your purpose and passion in life, the more you can see it in other people. Like that's the way I see it. Like
I feel the same too, but obviously, like we all go through our phases, right?
yeah.
Maybe at one time of our life we were doing the same thing everyone else was doing, but then after you kind of discover like that shit ain't the way, and you remove yourself from that, right?
Yeah.
You kind of see it in everyone else, like you were saying, you know, because me and you kind of need social media to promote shit that we're doing, right? But we're not trying to promote ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? We're not getting caught up in I'm at I'm in Dubai in a jet ski. You know what I mean?
Fucking no.
We're always like posting about
100%.
You're training people.
Yeah.
I'm like promoting an event or like promoting a song. You know what I mean? It's just how you use it, right?
There was a time in so this is actually a pretty good story because I haven't actually.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty deep actually.
Let's hear it.
Any viewers crying? Nah.
If you cry, subscribe and comment.
But like so, pretty much in 2020, what year? 2020. I was killing it. Like we just got out of the first lockdown. Business was like crazy because everyone wanted to get fit. I was honestly, my goal initially for PT was 50 sessions a week.
Yeah.
Which like by this time I was hitting like 70 to 80 sessions a week. I was smashing it. I felt like my whole life was like going crazy, but the only thing I got wrapped up in such an identity of being a trainer that I forgot who I was. The first time I've actually lost myself and found myself. And I remember, so pretty much 2021 was the year of giving back. We raised $5,000 for Beyond Blue, which is like mental health and that stuff.
Yeah.
And then $1,000 for these pass it on clothing, which is like a homeless thing, which is pretty hectic. But like the Beyond Blue, I shared this in a previous thing before on a seminar we ran. Like the reason I backed them is because like they obviously do depression, anxiety, suicide. One of the boys I played footy with growing up, I wouldn't say like best buds, but we're pretty close back in the days. He took his life in 2019. Yeah, 2019, and that like changed my whole perspective on things. I feel very guilty because like he hit me up like a month before for PT, and like the issue the issue was the pricing of the PT, and like I used to like not overcharge, but I used to like probably charge, like how do I say it? Like I could have for like a mate, and like I could see he was desperate like for training and that stuff. I always thought like, oh, even if I just came $5 cheaper like he are, he'd still be alive. So I think that hit me deep, and like that's why my business is solely focused on like the mental side of things. But
right, because that kind of changed your perspective.
Yeah, opened my eyes up crazy. Because like you do get guilty. You get guilty when someone takes their life. Because all you can think about is like, what could I have done different? So I'll use that mentality this year with Beyond Blue, and I was like, you know what? What can I do different? I can promote shirts that have like messages on them, which we did. We sold over like 100 shirts. And like we can do like charity fundraisers, which we did. We can advertise, and most of my posts on my business page now have become mental health wise because like I know so many people struggle bad.
Yeah, but I respect that, but and you out there doing marathons and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was hard.
And for you to go out there and run a couple of Ks, but just for like create awareness and
exactly
like, do like donations and that to like help out people. You know what I mean? It's good shit, but
and
I salute it.
Yeah, no, 100, and like I feel like I don't know, like as much as mental health is aware, like the awareness is out there, like it was. I feel like a lot of people don't take it too serious, like until a situation like personally happens. Cause like in 2020, the reason I backed Beyond Blue actually is pretty crazy. Like I don't know, I wouldn't say like I tried to take my life.
Yeah.
But like in 2020, when I was at the top of my game, I was killing it. I was coming home one night from work. I just felt like the whole day, I felt like I was busy. I used to work crazy. I was like 5:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. finish. I was dead tired. I was driving home and I started getting a bit emotional, like really drained. And I felt like I was at the top of my game, and I kept asking myself, like, is this it? Is this it? Is this it? That's the question that just kept going in my head. And I was like, is this it? Is this it? And I was like, why am I asking myself, is this it when I'm at the top? Like, how is that supposed to work? Like, this is where you wanted to be, like, a year ago. Now you're there, and now you're asking, is this it? I remember pulling over. I was, like, clouded thoughts. I was like, what the fuck? Like, is this it? And I was, like, getting, like, I wasn't even, like, you know, like, the movies make it, like, you're crying and shit. Like, I was just, like, clouded, and I just kept, like, I was getting anxious, and then I searched up on Google. I was like, you know, what's a helpline? Like, I was like, suicide helpline. Because, like, I was like, I've never experienced this before. Anxiety rushing, my head's clouding, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And then, like, the first link that came up was Beyond Blue. The call button, I called it. The person, hey, how are you? Like, blah, blah, blah. I didn't even say a word. I just stood there and like, hey, how are you? I probably freaked the girl out. And I just hung up. I hung up. I didn't say a single word. And I put the phone down and I looked at my phone and I was like, what the fuck was that? And that's when to me, I feel like that moment is like something like I always not cherish, but like it's something that happened that like it's the reason. It's the thing I've realized with when people take their lives is that it's not like the movies where they're depressed, sad, and they're like, like in the corner room crying in the bathtub. Like a lot of it is they're so clouded that in that snap decision, bang, they take their life.
Yeah,
and like I was driving, having like a panic attack, anxiety attack, whatever you want to call it. Like if I didn't pull over and make that phone call and just have someone say, "Hey, like, is everything okay?" I could have crashed into a tree. You never know. And that's the thing. And like that's why I always tell people, like, if you're ever in a situation or you know someone that's like in that panic state, take their mind off the actual situation, because all you can think is the same thing. Is this it? Is this blah blah? Or like, say if your partner breaks you, you're depressed as, and you're like, all you can think of is like, why does everyone hate me? Why does everyone hate me? Why does she hate me? You're stuck on that thought process where if someone goes, do you want to go get, do you want to go for a drive? Oh, actually, your brain starts to think. And I feel like that's the big misconception. And we're working with Beyond Blue. They supply you with a lot of information. And it's true. Most people that take their lives are clouded thoughts. They're just in that moment. They're not always the sad, depressed person in the corner. Like sometimes that's why like you see some happy ass people do it, because they actually, there's a peak you can hit in life. There's a peak you want to hit that you actually can't hit. That's the easiest way to put it. Like
right, and nothing can really like all of this glamour and glitz stuff. They don't really solve nothing, to be honest.
100%.
Similar story to you, but I had a mate who passed away.
Yeah.
And it happened like messed up, you know what I mean? Which impacted me. And what I've learned from that situation was, but fuck all of this stuff. None of this shit is nothing. You know what I mean? You could be here today and like gone tomorrow, cause you know. And it just let me detach. It led me down a road of like detaching from shit.
100%. 100%.
From this, from that, from this, from that. You know what I mean? Like I don't care about none of that no more. Cause that's what the kind of converse we used to have.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I express myself more these days. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Cause like you never know, cause like what's anyone is going through. Like you're talking about, people could be happy. Could post like the best photo on Instagram. But behind the scenes, bro, it's dark sceneries. You get me? So like I've had like hectic converse like this, you know, just like have like real converse.
100%.
You know.
And I feel like because when that happened to me, I never told anyone till this year. Last year, 2021, at the end of last year when we ran a charity seminar. I went like a year and a half keeping that inside. I didn't even tell my best mate. My partner didn't even know. Yeah. And I told my best mate that, and he goes, "Bro, like, why didn't you ever tell anyone this?" And I feel like it's like not a shame. Like I feel like I was a little bit ashamed of like, because me being a trainer and like helping people is like, this is what I've learned about myself is like, I've got to put myself and make sure my cup's full before I can fill up other people's cup. Yeah. Because like at the end of the day, like if I'm like, not feeling the best, or if I'm not 100% right in the mind, how am I going to help other people? And
you don't want to be that guy that's like preaching it, but you're not sorted.
100%.
Yourself,
Yeah.
What do you think people can do now, bro, for mental health? What steps you reckon they should take? What advice would you give them? Like,
I feel like it's to really like get like if you have bad mental health. Like to me, I still have really down days at the moment. Like
100%.
I feel I don't know where it comes. Like I actually think like. I don't know. It's just something that happens. Like, I think knowing that it's normal to have down days. Yeah. But, like, it's also, like, to me personally, like, people go, oh, just, think positive. But, like...
You can't just think positive.
I know, just fucking
like,
happy
for it. You know?
Yeah, like, it's not about thinking positive. It's actually acknowledging that you're feeling negative. Yeah. And, like, if you come back from work and you're, like, say you've done a 12-hour shift doing, let's say you do warehousing, and you're like, fuck, bro, like, this shit day, I'm tired, I'm drained. Why are you feeling like that? Because you've just... done 12-hour shift and you're probably not feeling your purpose and passion. Yeah. And like that's why now, bro, that's why I have like a lot of pages and do like but I was on eating challenges, like this year I'm planning to travel a bit more. I just want to fucking live life and like actually enjoy things that satisfy, like not just satisfy me, but bring peace to me.
Bring peace and
like,
happiness.
Yeah, like 100%.
Fucking oath, bro, I respect that.
Yeah.
Similar thing again, bro. Like I want to be around people like who could like uplift each other, you know what I mean? And have like conversations that can benefit us. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And it's just it's like constantly reevaluating your life. I think I made the mistake when I was in that situation in 2020 that I wasn't reevaluating. I thought I was at the top. I thought I was the man. I thought like probably had an ego. But like I think
you do people think ego is like it depends on how you use it, right?
Yeah.
It's a thing that you can adjust.
100%.
Because some of it is self-confidence, but like what? You're a guy that like you built your own business. Yeah. You know what I mean? you fucking done it, right? And it takes hard work, bro, and you're proud of yourself, you know what I mean? So you carry yourself with a confidence. Sometimes people just misunderstand it. But again, it depends on how you apply that confidence that maybe perceive as ego.
Yeah, it's one thing I always say, you've got to kill your ego every year. Because like to
ego
me,
is the enemy,
100%. Because like there's a good book, what's it called? A New Earth, I think I read it. Yeah. It's like a crazy ego conspiracy. I don't know, not conspiracy. It's like ego stuff. But it just went on about like, you know, like you never really make it, bro. Like what is the definition of making it? Like, you know, as an artist, for instance, like you made 100 million streams, making money, you got girls. Like, are you really making it, bro? Or like it's why you see like, I said to myself after 2020. Because then after 2020, that situation, I got into boxing, which like I'm still doing, and I was like, also I'm probably trying to fight this year if I bothered. But like it helped me like after that situation, I was doing like charity events, I was doing like, you know, eating challenges, I was going out, like doing trips, like like I went skydiving like 2 weeks after that situation. Yeah. And like I feel like the thing that did for me is realize like, you know, you got one life, just fucking live it. Like if you overthink a lot of shit, like bro, just do it. Like and I don't know. And as you said, detaching yourself from physical stuff, like...
Yeah, but...
Just, yeah.
And the more you're around people, like... Let's say we're around people that are like... They reckon they made it, right? Yeah. It looks like they made it from the social media stuff, right? But when you're really around them, bro, no one has made nothing.
100%.
It's just like a roller coaster. One day you're like on the top, and it depends on how you move from the top. Yeah. One day you can find yourself at the bottom, bro.
Straight out.
You know? I read this book, Ego is the Enemy. Right?
Yeah, I think that's in my book.
I remember one of the lines in there that goes, something success is intoxicating, but it takes sobriety to sustain it. Yeah. Right? See, if you get caught in the source while you're on your peak, right? Yeah. Next week, but you're back at the 100%. Bottom. You know? That's why, like, me, I don't really give a fuck, but what is this? Nothing is nothing, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, fuck, it's just about creating the experience, you know what I mean?
100%.
And just tapping yourself at the back, like you done something, you made impact in someone's life. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, you know, and just like tap yourself at the back and keep going, but you know.
One thing I've worked on is my circle hugely, and like creating like a tightening circle that like we're all trying to thrive for each other. I've had mates in the past that you tell them, you know, bro, I'm gonna freaking launch this clothing range with the shirts named Journey 2, and they're like, oh, that's pretty dumb, eh? Who would buy them? Like, bro, you know what you should be saying, bro, I want to cop one.
The fucking doubters, eh? You get doubted, bro. How do you deal with the business stress of things? Because as you and I know, bro, it's a lot of fucking bullshit, man.
I try to overthink
problem solving.
Yeah, like that's the biggest thing.
Managing people. Yeah. And just dealing with just the toughness of it.
Yeah, I just think like, I don't know, I try not to overdo it, anything. Like, if something works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's the easiest way to put it. And like, to me, like, even business, like, I take a lot of inspiration from, like, say, like, people like Gary Vee, who, like, I listen to, like, massively. Yeah. Like, business is made to be enjoyable. If it's feeling like a chore, you're just stuck in another job. Like, bro, if someone comes to me, and most of the times I have issues with business, it's clients, because, like, I work with, like, service-based people. Yeah. So some people don't respect your boundaries, or they just don't understand that you're running a business and, like, them paying you is your income. So then you got to kind of like set boundaries. But I feel like I actually enjoy getting problems, because then it means I can solve it and then it doesn't happen again. And like, as long as you have the right systems in place. But I feel like say for my PT business, I'm pretty down pat of like what to do. Like, I've done majority of the stuff in the industry. It's more just going through the motions now. It's kind of autopilot, where like, that's why doing the podcast now has been a whole new problem solver, because there's so many fucking, you know, there's so many, like, you record a whole podcast and like 5 minutes is just missing. Like, where did it go, bro?
Or the sound is not right. Yeah. Or like this went this. Like,
yeah, we've got like a fly going around in the background. And I feel like that's the best part about life, solving problems. Like, literally, like, because you grow as a person, you become a new person, and you might have saw my story. I'm launching like a vintage clothing line thing.
I like vintage clothes, but I might be shopping with you.
I'm actually, I don't even know where they are. Yeah. But been working with an artist. I won't disclose his name just yet. But we've been working at like it's called the Animal Teas. If anyone wants to check us out, pretty much like I thought of it when I was in COVID ISO. Actually, I was like, you know what? Sometimes I hate working with humans, bro. Like some humans are shit cunts, bro. Like not the clients I work with, like just humans in general.
Some
bro.
of the clients and customers, bro, they fucking shit cunts themselves.
None of my customers, don't worry, none of my customers. It's like some of the people, like just in life, bro. Like you seen all this COVID drama with like you know people getting upset about a tennis player not getting let into the country, like people reacting with COVID, bro. Like cuz we're people, bro. Just live your life, cuz. And then I was like, you know what? I have a weird like not obsession, but I really like animals, bro. Like the fact of like just. Like imagine being a lion, bro, just freaking hanging out in the like desert, whatever they live safari.
In the desert.
Like imagine being a bird, bro, like a pigeon, just sit on a pigeon like us.
And chucking shit at everyone.
So I was like, you know what, bro, I'm just gonna make an animal line like of shirts, and we got the gorilla. Gorilla's the first one, and then we got a turtle next month. But like, see, like even that, like people go, oh, like why are you gonna launch a clothing line? Like you've got a PT business already. Like especially like family's the worst for it. Like, well, why are you gonna do this? You already have this, bro. Because like. I want to make fucking cool shirts with animals on them. Yeah. Like, why not?
Why not, eh? Just do whatever you want,
yeah.
True.
Like, bro, like...
Whatever makes you happy, do it, bro.
Straight out.
What can people look forward to besides the animal stuff or the fitness stuff? Tell them something that, like...
Exclusive.
Yeah.
Animal teas, that's one thing. Number two is, I was supposed to do it last year, but we're going to try it this year if COVID goes all right. I'm going to attempt to run Australia's biggest boot camp. So we're teaming up with like multiple fitness businesses, and doing like I want to try to rent out a stadium. I don't think it'll work, but I want to try to do a charity event where like we have like 30 fitness trainers from like all over the state come together and run like imagine like a boot camp session, fitness session for like 2,000 people, bro. Like for a charity thing, you think $10 each, like in 2,000, that's 20 grand raised for a charity. So trying to do like a big boot camp thing. I'm going to see what the world record is and try to break it, but we'll see how that goes.
100.
And then, what else do I got? Bro, honestly, I'm a person that goes with the flow. Like, tomorrow, I could literally decide I'm going to start my own burger shop and I'll do it. But, like, just follow my pages. And vlogging.
Follow more.
Yeah, vlogging, that's what I'm doing.
What would you tell some kid that's going through some of the stages you kind of went through, that's at that place where you were? Like,
bro,
what would
just
you tell them, bro?
Straight out, just like go through it, like go through it, grow through it, and you like no matter what I tell, like no matter what you tell, I've learned this working with youth. I can tell the youth not to do this, to do that, to do this, to read, but like you won't truly know until you experience it yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of like life coaches and that stuff, they tell people not to experience it. Like I'll tell you the advice, blah blah, but you need to actually experience a lot of this shit because that opens your eyes up. Like, I can tell you that your best mate right now is depressed and going to kill himself in 3 months. But if he does it, you'll start to actually know what I mean. Right, and I feel like you just got to go through the experiences of life and, like, you know, bro, just don't overthink it. Go through life and fucking kick back at me.
What's one thing that people, I guess, misjudge you on, if you are?
Misjudge me? That's a good one, actually.
Like, misunderstand about you?
I think people think like I have it all together. That's probably the biggest thing. Because like the successes and that stuff, I feel like people just think like, oh, this guy's got it, this guy's made it. But like, to me, I haven't made it until like, to be honest, I'm never going to make it in life, to be honest. Like, if you define what making it is making, having $1 million business, owning an island, sipping on fucking alcohol. Like, bro, I'm never going to make it. I'm just going to keep doing the motions of life. And like, at the end of the day, you might think I'm better than you, but I see everyone as equal. We're in the same place no matter what I have. Like, we're both humans. And, like, what I can do, you can do. Like, that's the easiest way to put it.
100%.
Yeah.
Lastly, bro, like, how can I put on weight, man?
How can you put on weight?
How can I put on weight? If I'm genetically, like, skinny, you know what I mean? And I want to put on a bit of weight.
What national background are you?
I'm South Sudanese.
Bro, you have some good genetics. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, we got good genetics, but we just got fucking skinny legs, bro.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're big everywhere else, but we need to be bigger.
Yeah, you just gotta do with that, bro.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, I feel like honestly, if you eat and just weight train like heavy, like powerlifting style, you put on size like Simon Panda kind of looking.
100%.
But like legs, bro. Like I actually have naturally big legs for footy.
Yeah, but you got solid on you, bro.
Yeah, but
you
like,
know what I mean?
bro, you're gonna have to put up skin legs, but.
It's alright, you just gotta accept it.
Wear bigger pants.
Yes, wear baggy pants.
Baggy pants.
I like shorts, but I'm always wearing shorts all the time. But I don't, like, literally, like, it's alright, you know what I mean? If I don't get it, I get it. If I do, I don't, you know what I mean? But yeah, bro, just one of those, like,
But honestly, if you're looking for, like, if you're looking at like exercises, bro, just smash hips and hamstrings and glutes.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of like especially guys mainly, bro. Think about girls with like big legs, alright. Like most of them have like decent quads, but their hamstrings are huge. It's the same as guys. If you strengthen the back of your legs, bro, think about the thickness it brings out. Because like everyone, a lot of guys I know this, they all do it. Like I want big legs. They just start doing leg extensions and quad work. But like you need to be training the back of your legs, like hamstrings and glutes, like all the hip thrusts and shit at the gym that girls do that guys find awkward. But like, bro, that's the shit that builds you straight up.
100%, bro. Listen, bro, I appreciate you like talking about your stories and that, you know what I mean? And respect to you, bro, for putting yourself out there, trying your best, like changing people's lives, like doing like charity shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's good shit, bro, and like see how far you come in that, you know what I mean? Because it takes like a certain understanding to know like, oh yeah, it takes hard work to do that.
100%.
You know what I mean, cuz? Tell them where they can find you.
Cody Chase Duncan, Tap Tap Podcast, Journey to Kody Eats, Animal Teas. That's on all the platforms. Twitter's my main platform I've been using lately, but you know, grateful for having me on. Appreciate it and share some knowledge. And hopefully, you and the audience can take some value out of this.
100%, bro.
Thanks, brother.
PC Podcast. If it ain't PC, it doesn't concern us.
Like, subscribe, comment.